Hello, Mr. Hudson and other members of the board. I'm here today to give you the presentation over my air transportation analysis of your company. These slides kind of mirror the handout that I've given you, so if you want to follow along, please do so. So for this presentation, I'm giving you the presentation about your company, Wilson Enterprises. My name is Doug Ashlock, based out of San Antonio, and my contact information is in the bottom right-hand side. So what we're going to be talking about today is encompassed in these four objectives. A city pair analysis provides a basis of understanding of how on-demand transportation can save time and money. Market analysis will allow key personnel to see benefits of how on-demand transportation can directly save the company money. Selection matrix will demonstrate how an aircraft can meet the needs of the company. And the cost of operation summary will demonstrate the key advantages of each method of on-demand transportation and how each may or may not fit the needs of the company. So with the city pair analysis, on-demand travel has the benefit of being able to operate out of an airport that is more conveniently located, and it does not require hours in lines for security TSA, and they can also conform to a business schedule and not what is necessarily cost effective for the airline. So what fits your needs, not theirs. What's more is that there are restrictions to productivity with airline travel. With the 546 hours saved here and 48 overnight stays that you save with on-demand travel, the COO could dedicate much more time to more important tasks and areas of concentration. This chart shows the frequency of trips charted against the distances. We can see a concentration of the majority of flights are under 600 miles. Only one trip does not fit. And this is based off of current use, not including long-term future expansions. The company must outline how the aircraft will be used and who will use it. Determine what the company needs and wants from an aviation department analysis. How many passengers, distances, how much space is needed, how fast do you need to get there, etc. And understand that a higher purchase price may still be beneficial for the company. Value factor is determined by multiplying cabin volume with maximum airspeed and multiplied by range, all of those divided by 10,000 to keep the unit of measurement in a more compact form factor. And that value factor helps quantify value even though the purchase price is higher. So we can see on these charts that a value factor of 44,000 for the PC-24 with that purchase price of nearly 9 million. However, you double your seating capacity if that's what's important to you, or you reduce your time by roughly 30 minutes for a 300-mile trip, or your cost is nearly double for that same trip, but again, that 30 minutes each way, it just depends on how much time you're needing to save and so forth. So that we'll get into a little bit of that in a later slide. So these are the four aircraft that I've chosen for a comparison of your company. The Piper M500 on the top left, the Cirrus SF50 in the middle, and then the PC-12NG on the middle bottom, and the PC-24 on the bottom right. So then we get into a selector matrix. Each category is assigned a weight value between 1 and 4. Each department was asked to rank the categories, and the numbers here are the average of the departments at your company. The score for each category is depicted, and the total score is shown on the bottom table. What we see here is out of total score, the PC-12 scores the highest, but the category wins is the PC-24. So either one of those would be a fantastic fit for your company. Cost of operation, we're looking at operating a flight department, and that requires the company to find the best solution, even if that means a combination of multiple solutions. Fractional purchase would be a 1/16th share of an aircraft, which is 50 hours, and that can be limiting and expensive for the demand of your company. Charter has the benefit of no overhead, but as you can see by the yellow line, it quickly becomes expensive. What it's beneficial for is it's a good supplement to another method. For an owned aircraft, it has the highest initial overhead, but it has the greatest freedom of schedule. And as you can see, the more hours of use that you have, the more cost effective that actually becomes. You can tell that graphic and this graphic, it shows the breakdown. They're based on 120,000 and 3.3 miles traveled yearly. And they also assume an outright purchase of the aircraft and not financed, which after talking to your finance department is the preferred method for your company because of their opinion on that matter. We can see here that the fractional ownership of the Phenom 300, you would have to purchase more than one share of the 1/16th share to fit 313 hours of use. The fastest time, or rather the least amount of hours used, is the chartered Lear, but as mentioned before, it quickly becomes very expensive because of its hourly cost. The PC-24 has the lowest number of hours used, and it's actually not too far off on the yearly cost. Because of the time saved, your hourly cost is higher, but the number of hours used is lower, so your total yearly cost roughly washes out to similar numbers. But the M500 is the lowest out of all of these for yearly cost of operation. Your company will need to develop a flight operations manual. There are several companies out there that are available to assist you with that process. I do recommend against the initial phases of operation. I do recommend against personal use until the company becomes more familiar with the intricacies of aviation. I also recommend that you consult an aviation law firm before carriage of public figures and political candidates, as these passengers can cause undue issues between the flight department and the IRS if not handled properly. Initially, I recommend that you hire a contract service to operate the flight department until your company becomes more familiar with the aviation industry. A service like this will likely have an aviation department manager that will oversee the operations and ensure that they are in line with the company directives as well as local, state, and federal laws. Please provide a reliable liaison to this person so that that person can have a direct line of communication with your company. As you can see in this graphic, communication is what's going to make this operation work. Scheduling may also be facilitated by this company, the management company, or a member of your staff can come up with a schedule and provide it to the management company, or you might present an employee that's available for scheduling to that contract management company. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation, and I genuinely hope for your company that you find a travel solution that fits your needs. If you have any questions about my presentation or have something that was not covered, please feel free to contact me. I look forward to seeing your company grow, and I hope that my efforts can help your company grow. Thanks.